All right, everybody, welcome to Good Times. Good Times with Alex and Ryan. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, and hit subscribe on wherever platform you're on. If you're on Apple iTunes, subscribe, hit follow.
Spotify, YouTube, Twitter.
Do it. All right, my name's Ryan Sprague. You can follow me on any social media at Ryan W. Sprague. Alex.
My name is Alex Vanover. You can follow me on Twitter at Vandollar15, and you can follow me on the YouTube at Alex Vanover. But Ryan, I got a very important question for you. Every time you say Ryan W. Sprague, what does the W in your name stand for? What is your middle name?
My middle name is Wesley.
Nice. Wesley Crusher from Star Trek The Next Generation.
It was an honest mistake. I apologize. Who do you think you're bullying? You bumped into me.
Will Wheaton, you're not a scientist.
Well, I was never on a starship, but pretending I was bought me this house.
No,
One of my favorite.
That's not who I was named after.
Who were you? Wesley Snipes?
We're police officers. We're not trained to handle this kind of violence.
No.
Blade?
No. Keep going. Keep going.
Wesley,
Just keep going.
Wesley Willis, the guy who sang Rock and Roll McDonald's.
I cannot.
Do you remember that song? Rock and Roll McDonald's. Rock and Roll.
Was that Mike the Show? Cut the mullet or something?
Yeah, no, that was Joey Alcott.
Oh, that's a different guy.
Yeah, no, it's the same
Rock
guy.
and Roll McDonald's. From Chicago or something.
Joey loved Wesley Willis. You weren't named after him though?
No, keep going. I'm surprised at all these people you're naming Wesley. I'm like, wow, I didn't know there was that many people in the world.
I've only got. I have no more. What do you got?
It's just my grandfather.
Hey, my middle name is Ralph, and I was named after my grandfather.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I picked W because there was some other guy named Ryan Sprague that's doing this weird UFO crap, and I was like, he already took my name, so I had to put a little W in it so you can find me.
When we were younger, Ryan, like when Google first became like kind of a thing, we used to Google our name, and the fun part of it was seeing someone else with your name, like Alex Vanover, seeing other Alex Vanovers, what they looked like, because Google was brand new. Search engines were just bursted onto the scene. So that was
Alta Vista, Metacrawler.
Yeah. At the high school,
I always used Alta Vista.
Ossless. At the high school.
That was what the librarians preferred.
That was right after the card catalog.
Oh.
It was like when you had to physically go to the card catalog and look for your book.
Yeah, and we had actual classes training you
to teach you how to look for a book.
Well, this is how you do. I was watching Breakfast at Tiffany's a few years ago, and I'm like, oh, look, a card catalog, and they would like mess around with it, like write little notes and put it back in.
Isn't it marvelous? Cross my heart and kiss my elbow.
Would you kindly lower your voice, miss?
No talking! This is a library! It must be quiet! People are trying to study! Silence! This is a library!
Hey! This is library.
My grandma had a actual phone Rolodex with phone numbers and addresses and stuff. I actually have a friend, Adam Norden. You know Nordy, right? Big Nordy. Have you ever met him?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, his dad. This is a fact. Whenever I stay the night at his house when I'm in North Bend, his dad has a calendar on the wall with phone numbers written down and dates and things he needs to attend. And the calendar says August 1996. And it has phone numbers written down, like landline phone numbers, has people's addresses from 1996. So every time I go in there, I'm like, so your dad make all of his appointments?
It's awesome.
Like, so I was like, this guy is frozen in time in August 1996 for some reason. I have no idea why. He must have like killed somebody then or something and like, never forget ever what happened in August of 90. Seriously. And I'm like, so we should actually try to call some of these people and see if these numbers are even connected anymore. He just refuses to get rid of that calendar.
I mean, we still remember some of the numbers we had to dial as kids. I'm sure you remember some. I remember Matt Tracy's. I remember our phone number. Yeah, I remember my phone number.
I remember my phone number, Mike's phone number, Mackenzie's phone number, Josh's phone number, the bowling alley's phone number, Gino's Pizza's phone number.
Yeah, you have a good memory.
Yeah, if you're gonna go to Gino's Pizza in North Bend, Oregon, and you need a pizza, 541-756-5000. That is the phone number.
That's an easier one.
Yeah, no, that one. And the bowling alley number, 541-756-0571. And that's if you want to reserve a lane. So if you're gonna bowl, you need to have that number. It's very important to all the listeners that are in North Bend right now.
Very important to know that.
Yeah, you need to remember that phone number. And if you want the back alley number, it's actually 0572. I'm serious. It's one digit off.
Wow.
It's one digit, yeah. Yeah, no, things were way different. Card catalogs,
apparently,
phone books.
They're running into things these days where they ask at the schools, they're like, hey, just call out to your mom or something. And they're like, how do I use it? Like, because the dial-up.
Oh, because they don't know how to.
Yeah, so technology's changed so much. It's crazy.
The other day, this actually happened. The other day, someone asked me for my phone number, and I didn't know it because it's just programmed in my phone. I never call myself ever.
Oh yeah.
So I had to actually look at my phone number that was programmed into my phone. Like, this is your number. How every phone kind of has that. I had no idea what it was. No clue.
Wow.
I was like, I never call myself. I don't know.
Yeah. So the librarians, when they're doing and all that, when we went to class, they're like, you got to learn this or you won't do very good. You got to learn these card catalogs. It's kind of like if you do this in college, they're not going to put up with it. It's like, well,
the
opposite.
You're paying them to be there, so yeah, they kind of will put up with it. You'll just get an F.
Yeah.
They don't. Next, moving on. They don't care.
Right.
No, my biggest takeaway from college was how important the exam test score was. All the homework and stuff would count for like 15% of your final grade. And all the exams were like first exam, 20%, second exam, 20%, final exam, 40%. It's like, oh my gosh, like I better nail these because all the busy work, a lot of kids I knew in high school would do well because of the busy work and they actually didn't test that well. So in college, it's the complete opposite. Everything is so heavily favored, towards the exam score. And I also remember not having a curve in a lot of those classes. So it's like if you didn't have some ding dong bringing the curve down, you were in trouble because you actually had to know what you were doing.
Yeah.
No, that was tough, man. So anyway, they're reopening Oregon tomorrow, Ryan. What do you think about that? The phase 1.
Well, me personally, I don't think we should shut down at all.
Well, you and I never stopped working. We've worked every day of the lockdown. I haven't had any days off that I normally wouldn't have. Yeah, and I know you are working your butt off.
Yeah, that's why we need this good times thing to really take off, Alex.
You're like, I don't want to put any pressure on you, Alex, but it's funny.
Just make them laugh. Promote like the Hulk, okay?
And what you gonna do when Hulkamania and the largest arms in the world destroy you?
Right. Did you notice that every time I do one of my videos now, when I work out, that I promote the Good Times podcast in it if we have an episode coming up?
I haven't. I've seen you promote the Good Times podcast, which is awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't. I haven't noticed that you do it like in your videos, your blog and stuff, because it's good that you're getting more. You're doing a blog and promoting yourself, and I hope you get your channel going to where you promote yourself more and more. But I think it's consistency. So
I had a video the other day that had like 300 views.
I remember that. That was awesome.
Yeah. That was the most.
That was when you hit 100, right? 100 days.
Yeah, that was the most I had ever had, and I'm not being stupid or rude when I say this, but most people that get a lot of views are attractive or pretty, and it's hard to get a lot of views when you're just posting like normal content. It's really hard. It is. It is what it is. You have to have good stuff to get attention.
But your other one was kind of sad.
Oh, the other day.
Yeah, that was a sad one.
I just like I was.
You wore your heart like out. Like I feel like this. Like okay.
I know but you have to be authentic when you talk. At least I have to be, because I'm the type of person that if I feel a certain way, you can tell how I feel just by looking at me or talking, because I don't hide anything. You and
Josh are both like that.
Yeah, I'm very emotional and I'm passionate about what I care about. But
yeah,
if I don't know, the other day I just felt like life was kind of kicking me a little bit, and I have to learn to. Things aren't always going to be the way I want them to be, and they're especially not right now, because the coronavirus has like changed the way my job is so much that what I originally got hired to do, what I do now, doesn't resemble even remotely what I was hired to do. So it's like crushing my soul a little bit. That's why we need to have this podcast take off right now. Like now, we sell merchandise tonight, multiple items, enough to pay rent. I don't want to put any pressure on our fan. I don't want to put any pressure on our fan. Not fans, our fan.
If we get enough followers and watch hours, we can monetize our podcast. If we get 10,000 subscribers, we can do live videos where we interact with a chat. That'd be pretty cool.
I was excited to record tonight because talking about my job, I work at a radio station, and I was hired to be the producer and the co-host, and all I do now is just producing busy work. So I do a lot of audio stuff.
But you're learning that stuff.
Yeah, which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I look over and I'm doing this tedious busy work, and I look over in the booth with the door closed, and there's the guy doing the show and just loving his life, having a great time, and here I am at my desk, wanting to jump out the window.
But you got your own show now. You got this.
I was gonna say I was wrapping it back around to that. Like I was excited to be able to do this tonight because I wanted to have a chance to just talk.
Yeah.
To just be able to just crack the mic open and just let it rip, because I'm in an environment, it's like literally like where I'm working at a hamburger shop, and I'm just making the burgers all week, but I can't actually eat the hamburger. That's kind of what it's like.
Huh. Yeah.
Tell me about your work, man. What's going on? I know that you're putting in really long hours.
It's like, we have to wear these masks, and everybody's irritable. Like I'm fine with following the law or whatever, but it's draining, and I don't agree with it. Personally, I think we should have done what Britain suggested in the beginning.
What was that?
They were just like, hey, if you have like issues and stuff, stay home. But we're just going to go through this, and they changed that when it became a political problem. So he's like, okay, we'll have to do all this distancing and stuff. But I feel that because the people that are getting hurt are the ones that have weaker immune systems that are like in trouble anyways. So yeah, if we isolated them, there's no reason to shut everything down. But that's just my personal thing. It is what it is. What is going on is what's going on, and that's what I'm dealing with.
Well, it's such a tricky situation because people might have underlying health conditions and not even know they have it. You could have sickle cell anemia and not even know that you have it, and then get coronavirus and be dead. People that are overweight get coronavirus and they die. People might have slight asthma and not know they have asthma, get it, and they die. It's just, and it's also transmitted so easily, like in air droplets, oxygen droplets, like they can actually linger in the air for 8 minutes. So if you're in closed quarters, it's just a really weird thing. And I have been seeing cases where people are re-getting coronavirus that already had coronavirus. So it seems to be a really interesting virus. It's not, I don't know. It's like, I remember my mom had told me that she got chickenpox twice. And the second time, and you're not supposed to get chickenpox more than once. When you were a kid, I remember they would want you to be around someone that had chickenpox, because if you got it when you were older, it could kill you. So they wanted you to get it younger so you could fight it off. But she got it twice and almost died the second time. So most viruses you don't get twice, though, right? I mean, am I off base saying that, or because I'm not an epidemiologist? But
I'm not either, man. I'm not either. That's just like I said. It's just my opinion on it. But
all right. So they are. So anyway, they're starting the phase 1 stuff, and apparently restaurants and bars have to close at like 10 p.m. starting tomorrow, and they have to maintain 6 feet, social distancing. So some of these smaller restaurants that only have like 6 or 7 tables to begin with, it's like, yeah, we're open for business. Okay, well, they seat 1 table. It's like, all right, that's it. We're not seating anymore. Like, and it's almost 10 o'clock, so get the hell out of here. Like, I can't imagine that a lot of these people that are having to go back to work in the restaurant industry are going to be really, they've had such a long layoff, and then they're going to have to go back to waiting tables with gloves and masks and a curfew. And like, I used to be a server and a bartender for a long time, so it's like you're going to work these shifts, but you're going to have way less opportunity to make tips. So I feel bad for them, because not only are your shifts going to be shorter, but you're going to have less people coming in. It's going to be a really tough situation.
Yeah, it will. It will. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. Like, I don't know how the states are going to pay for things. Like, in Washington, he's trying to cut programs because they've lost $1.9 billion. So he's trying to cut things. He's trying to cut things so he can make that money back.
They're going to have to, like...
And Oregon is taxed only on income. So all these people not working, Oregon does not get that income.
Okay, so me and you, there's a lot of pressure on me and you because we're still working. A lot of pressure. Like, we're big time heroes right now. Like, I've always thought we were.
Well, Washington's different, because Washington, it's not income; it's based on what you buy.
Sales tax.
Yeah.
Oh man, don't even talk to me about sales tax. My first experience with sales tax was when I was like 11, and I went with Mike's family down to see the Redwoods, and I got like $6 or $5 to get food, and I didn't calculate the sales tax, so I had to borrow money from Mike's dad to get my meal. I was like, I'm off by like $1.92. I can't eat my meal.
So most states, including California, have both. So
sales
if you make
tax
over, you make over 100,000 there, you have to pay income tax.
Well, you're totally right about that. There's some professional athletes that want to play in certain states because there isn't like a state tax.
Yeah.
So they get bigger paychecks when they play. So you're totally right. Like playing in Florida of course Florida. I don't believe that Florida has a sales tax. There's some other states that are really friendly for pro athletes. My thing is, if you're a pro athlete, did you know that whatever state you play the game in is where you have to pay taxes at? So if you play a road game in like Denver, you have to pay Colorado taxes for that one night.
Huh.
Yeah, because
what a mess.
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
No, I can't. No, I can't. Because some of those, they play in like 20 different cities.
Yeah.
So they have to do a tax return for 20 different states. That is a nightmare. And they're not making chump change. Some of those guys are making like $100,000 a game or more.
Wow.
So they're making like a gigantic tax return from one game, per city. That is, my old boss at this restaurant I used to work at used to keep all of his receipts that he thought were very important in a big garbage bag in his office. So these NBA players, if they did their taxes like he did, they'd just be carrying around a big black, hefty cinch sack with receipts flying all over the place.
Wow. Yeah, they probably don't even see it. They probably just go straight to their financial person and.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're So by them reopening the state, though, what I think is going to happen is this is going to be Darwinism at its finest. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a second wave, and a lot more people are going to get infected, and then they're going to be like, oh, we got to take a step back. We're going to take another step back, and then we're going to have to phase one's not going to happen, so they're going to go to phase neutral. But then if phase one, the second time works, then we'll move to phase two. And if phase two goes well, then we'll go to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then possibly we'll move to 8, which is
why are they doing why are they doing like all these like Democratic states doing what Trump was doing?
I don't know.
Phase one. We're doing phase one with China now. And then all these Democrats, like Democratic states, like, we're doing phase one. Like, why are you doing phase one? That's what he was doing. I thought you hated him.
I don't. They're like, set your phases to stun.
It's like, oh gosh. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be any pullback or anything. I don't think there's going to be a huge second wave.
Really?
No, not at all.
All right.
What we've seen is that
I hope there isn't.
I think we've seen that we prepared for it. I think we did do really good due diligence getting ready for it. But we've seen that our healthcare system is pretty good. I mean, they had to lay people off because not enough people were coming to the hospitals.
Really?
So yeah, it was like they were empty.
Not on the East Coast though, man. New York was getting hit.
New York was getting hit, but New York is like dense. It's like super dense. But in general, yeah, over here in Washington, that they were laying people off.
Yeah,
like because they were prepared, but it didn't happen. I mean, there may be something that comes along that's going to be pretty bad, but this wasn't it.
I mean, listen, it's not a good situation. It's off-putting.
We obviously have two different opinions.
We do. I'm trying to like dance around.
Be nice about it.
I think that it's a bigger issue than you're making it out to be. But that's okay. That's fine. You can think whatever you want. But I'm just.
But you're wrong.
But you're wrong. But I'm telling you, if you don't take it seriously, it's gonna be just like the murder hornet. It's gonna. Would be a lot easier if the coronavirus did like have a hissing or buzzing noise. It'd be like you're just kind of sitting in your room by yourself, and all of a sudden, oh, get away from me, Corona! Get out of here. With no heads up, though, it's a silent killer, baby. Just an assassin.
Oh.
So here's a question: since they are reopening restaurants and stuff, are you going to go out to eat?
I didn't go out to eat before.
Okay.
Okay. So here's something that's going to sound terrible. I don't like eating out, partly because I've got a gluten intolerance, and even when I get gluten-free stuff, it's mixed in there. So if I want to be really safe, I got to get something like a salad.
Okay. So you want to know? Yeah, you want to know how it's being prepared. You don't want.
Well, and I don't want to be one of those people that are like, yeah, I've got allergies. Can you make sure this is on a separate plate with separate hands, washed every time you touch it, and make sure to use a blowtorch on your utensils to make sure they're sanitized correctly. There's people like that. You're a waiter, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I had a group of people that used.
That just annoys me. So I just and the other thing is like you have the cost, and we always give like a good tip.
Sure.
I don't like tipping. So that's why I don't go out.
When you're on a
budget.
Because
I don't like tipping. I give a good tip, but I don't like tipping, so I don't go out. I go to places where I don't have to tip.
Okay. My brother does the same exact thing. I had to coach him up about that. Tipping is, well, especially my brother and I, because we never went out to eat to places where you had to tip. So I didn't learn how to tip till I actually worked in the industry. Serving, and your wife was in the industry, it is not an easy job, Brian. It is thankless. And I used to be in situations sometimes where I'd have 11 or 12 tables all at once, and you're trying to manage all these needs. People are asking you for, can I have another cup of ranch? It's like, I just brought you 2. Give me another cup of ranch or you will not get a tip. And it's like, okay, well, that's fine. I guess.
I actually said that.
Oh, I've absolutely had people say that my tip depended on things. And once that happens, I just mentally check out, and I'm like, all right, well, F them. I don't. Like,
I would too.
$5.
I would totally do that.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
say it, but
yeah, no, Yeah, that happens to me sometimes where they're
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, if I was going to go the extra mile for you, that definitely is over now because you're making me feel like I'm less than you, like I'm a peon or something.
yeah.
And if you know me, that's one thing you don't want to do because I'll just be like, okay, well, you're dead to me forever until you apologize to me. I don't know. But no, I don't think I'm going to go to restaurants either. I'm going to wait it out and see what happens first. I mean, I'm just going to be safe. Plus, I don't really like to go out to eat either because it's so much easier to get stuff and bring it home. I like to eat in front of a TV. I'm old school, but I also like to cook at home too. Especially now that I'm dieting so much, I like to know exactly what I'm putting in my body.
Yeah.
And I can't get a good
watching
grip
those
if you don't know.
calories. Yeah, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, Ryan. No, seriously, man, you
That's
gotta.
tough.
It is tough. It is tough because you'll go somewhere, and who knows if they're using the exact serving, like one serving amount. You don't know. You have no idea. That's where fat guts and big butts happen, man. Restaurants, baby. The land of fat guts and big butts.
Especially in Coos Bay, where they serve crap food in giant portions.
Cozy kitchen.
Yes, exactly. You want some mashed potatoes?
Everything comes with sour cream, cheddar, and bacon.
Yes.
It's like I don't want my oatmeal loaded.
But as like young people, like it's only 24-hour restaurant. So we went there all the time.
Cozy kitchen. It's like, would you like butter, sour cream, chives, onions added to your oatmeal? No. What? But it's only 75 cents more. I don't care about the price. Everything has a loaded option.
Yeah.
No. One thing I really miss during this lockdown, though, I miss going to the movies. I told you this before, and I kind of miss, like, I love browsing. I like going to stores and just kind of looking around and kind of making like a mental wish list of something that I want, or
oh really, huh?
Just the freedom to be able to window shop, maybe.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Go do something because I'm a window shopper. Looking at stuff I can't buy.
What is that?
That's a rap song by 50 Cent.
Oh.
Called Window Shopper.
What about the Macklemore one where he's like a thrift shop?
Oh, popping tags.
I'm not popping tags.
I'm gonna pop some tags. I got some loaded mashed potatoes in my pocket.
I don't like to do that much in Dallas. I kind of like doing it a little bit at the fancy place. Like they have a fancy mall that had all this really nice stuff like Burberry and you just look around and like, ooh, that's pretty cool.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe someday. And now I don't care anymore. but it's but it's still nice to look and see how the other half lives. But they, all those like $1,000 purses and stuff. It's like, whoa, why is that so expensive? And they had like they have fountains. They had turtles swimming in the fountains, and what else do they have? They had other things like live animals in there.
Did you? So this is a little bit off topic, but I'm going to change gears here a little bit. I'm pretty proud of you today, Ryan. I saw that you ran again today. You did 3 miles at a 10-minute pace. That's pretty good, especially for not running for a while. That's a pretty good clip, man.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, you've been picking it up big time.
You and Josh helped me out. Like Josh hitting those, except that one time. What did you keep doing the rolling eyes like, oh gosh. And then Josh sends me an encouraging text. I'm like, yeah, that's a better one. Rolling your eyes.
I'm like poking the bear, trying to get a reaction out of you. No, it's so hard to like work. It is hard to mentally work out every day. And it is. It's like,
oh heck yeah. I get home from work today and I'm like,
so many other things to do.
I gotta do a live that I love, but I need to go work out. But mentally, so like it helps with like I get kind of down if I don't work out. It does something to my brain to where I'm not like in the dumps. It helps. It helps me think better. So when I have problems and all that stuff, like I or issues that I need to think through.
Mhm.
So I get to the solutions a lot quicker.
It's a mood booster for sure, Ryan.
I sleep better. Like all this stuff, it's amazing. Like exercise is crazy good. And then also when I exercise, I eat better. Like, because I'm like, I don't want to screw this up.
Exactly. Exactly. You are 100% correct there. Plus, when you exercise daily, you burn off a lot of the excess energy you have where you would otherwise use for worrying or like your brain is kind of like all over the place. But when you tucker yourself out,
anxiety.
Yeah, you burn the anxiety off. So it's
that
easier
is so
to fall
weird.
asleep at night.
That's a really good way
Yes.
to describe it. You burn the anxiety up. I was up at 5 today, and I feel very awake. And I'm pretty sure when I go to bed, I'm going to just go to sleep right away.
Yeah.
Like usually, I would be just exhausted right now. It's weird. I got to get up at 5.
I woke up today at 5:30 a.m. I did 5.6 miles. I went and got a different shirt. I got in my truck. I drove over to my brother's house, used his home gym, lifted weights.
Oh, is that where you were? I was like, where is he?
Yeah. Lifted weights, went back to my house, did all the dishes, cleaned the kitchen, made lunch, made breakfast, went to work, came back here. Now we're filming, and then I'll be done. But me and you have been doing stuff since 5 o'clock this morning. And there's no way that we could do that.
Stopping.
Yeah, no, I haven't had. The only time I had to myself was when I sat down to eat dinner before we were recording. And there's no way we could do that if we weren't exercising.
Yeah, no.
It helps you. I mean, it sounds weird because it's like, oh, you'd be tired from exercising, but you're not because you're actually getting healthier.
You get a better quality of life.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you said this one time. It's like, he says you just need to sleep faster.
You said that. It's
okay.
funny. Yeah. You remind me because I was asking you. I was like, man, I just don't have any time. You're like, sleep faster.
Yes, you girly man. He like says that you only need 6 hours of sleep. I believe is the number he says.
Maybe if you work out like him, maybe that's all you need.
He was like learning a second language. He was going to acting classes. He was pumping iron.
Yeah.
He was doing cardio. Taking speech classes. I mean, that guy, he became the governor of California when he was born in a tiny town in Austria.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
That's incredible. That's insane. That doesn't happen, but it did.
Yeah. I mean, he had roid help, I'm sure, but
well, I mean, they all
did. Yeah.
It was all. I mean, is it cheating if everybody was using it? I mean, are you really cheating if everybody is cheating? Back in the 70s, though, Ryan, steroids weren't a banned substance.
They
anywhere.
weren't. Oh,
no,
okay.
Nowhere. And baseball players, a lot of people. One of my favorite baseball players ever is Jose Canseco. He was the first player to ever hit 40 homers and steal 40 bases in the same season. When he did that in 1988, the reason he still has the MVP award, even though he's admitted to steroid use, there was no law or rule banning steroids from use in the major leagues. There was no rule. They didn't exist. So yes, was he taking steroids then? Yes. Was it illegal? No. It didn't become illegal till after 98, 97 when all the Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa stuff happened. So
yeah, they all were. Can you imagine if they kept it legal, like what people would look like? Because they'd be like just pump, like they would have to take it to the highest level they could to compete. Because everybody would be like Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, and all that.
Yeah,
they would all be that way, and they have to keep pumping themselves full of crap.
One thing that's scary about taking steroids, though, that I've read a bunch of articles about. Once you start adding testosterone to your body that's not from your own body, once you stop taking it, your body feels like it doesn't have to produce its own testosterone. So if you get off the steroids, your body may actually shut down its ability to create its own testosterone.
Huh.
So then you have to take it. I'm serious. It's kind of like chapstick. Like if you use chapstick on your lips because you get dry lips, people that stop using chapstick, their lips dry out.
Huh.
Takes
Wow.
all the moisture out, baby. I'm telling.
Yeah.
Listen, step under my learning tree. I'm about ready to coach you up.
Facts with Alex.
Here's my branch, dude. Get over here and nuzzle up right underneath my branch here.
It's make like a tree and leave, Biff.
You sound like a damn fool when you say it. Make like a tree and get out of here. That's about as funny as a screen door on a battleship. A screen door on a submarine, you idiot.
All righty.
We need to wrap this up.
Yeah, we do. It's what,
bedtime.
9:30.
It's nap time. Time for Ryan's nap. I'm going to come up to Washington and lay him down.
All right, guys. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to ring the... Alex, what am I trying to say here?
You want to hit the subscription and you want to ring the notification bell.
That's it. You got to do it. All you got to do is hit the subscription and ring the bell, and we'll take care of the rest.
We'll bring
Later.
We'll bring the entertainment to you.